All right, so this is the last video of lesson 7. Congratulations, we are working on properties of quadrilaterals, and this is a picture of page 53 and 54. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut out those shapes and you're going to place them onto the Venn diagram there and decide where they belong, okay? And you could pause the video and cut them out and then lay them onto page 53. But you could also do it afterwards. Just make sure that you have that done for when I do your mastery check, and it will be helpful for you when you're doing your work as well. Okay, so yeah, I think you should pause the video and place them in there, because I'm going to ask you some questions that can help you to think about how you're doing there. Okay, so pause the video, place them in there, and then turn me back on. All right, so hopefully you have them all there, and before you glue them down, you can think about why did you place different things in different places. Okay, so here's some questions for you. How did you know that a polygon was a parallelogram and not a rhombus? A parallelogram and not a rhombus, right? So if you're looking at this, right? So how does it go into parallelograms and not rhombuses, right? It's not, rhombus has to have 4 equal sides. So if it's here, it has to have 4 equal sides. Parallelogram just has to have opposite sides parallel. So it's still opposite side, parallel to be a parallelogram, right? How did you know if a parallelogram was a kite? Adjacent sides are equal, right? Adjacent sides are equal to be a kite. What else did you have to think about when you were placing your parallelogram, your polygons, your quadrilaterals? You had to think about the properties. You had to look at the hierarchy maybe on the wall. Think about the properties of them. Think about how many parallel sides it has, whether it has right angles, whether the sides are the same length. And remember that you want to think about the most specific name, right? Where can you place it that's going to be the most specific? All right. And make sure you have those glued down and you can show them to me when we do your mastery check. All right. Very important. Now let's go on to this page. Let's look at this. Oh, I want to look at it on here. There we go. Okay. Here is a Venn diagram, a little bit different, right? Because we have this over here and this over here. Now, Tyler says that there are 2 trapezoids in the Venn diagram, polygon A and polygon E. Do you think he's right? I mean, I see them here, A and E. They're inside trapezoids, right? Are those the only 2 trapezoids? I want you to go into Edpuzzle, question number 1, and I want you to tell me what is Tyler missing? What is Tyler not thinking about there? All right, and when you're finished with that, you're going to go on to page 57. And on page 57, there it is, you have this grid, and it says mark each name of the polygon with an X, and then circle the X for the most specific name of the polygon. So let me just show you a little bit about how you do this. So if you're looking at shape A, right? Looking at shape A on page, well, the ones that you cut out, so you don't have them anymore, right? You still have them. They're just not on the page. Okay, shape A. There's shape A. All right, and shape A is a quadrilateral, so we're going to put an X there. And shape A is a trapezoid. It has two opposite parallel sides, right? One pair of parallel sides. It's not a parallelogram because it only has one pair of parallel sides. Yeah, you should have it right in front of you anyway, but I'm just showing you right there, A. So it's not a parallelogram. It's not a rectangle. It's not a rhombus. The sides are not all the same size. It's not a square and it's not a kite. So practice going down for each shape and thinking through those steps. That's how you're really practicing your properties. You really need to know these properties. And like I said, you know, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shapes that we need to know. So, you know, maybe we need to make some flashcards and study those shapes and make sure that we really understand the properties for all of those shapes. Okay? All right. Awesome. Sounds great. Thanks for all your hard work. Thanks for all your work on understanding shapes. And I have a video for you. How to draw an ice cube. I don't know. Sounds interesting. Let's check it out.
Viewers, how are you doing? Today I'm going to show you how to draw an ice cube, a melting ice cube. Let's start kind of around that. I want just slightly kind of wobbly lines. So it's kind of a boomerang shape, isn't it? And then we want to come around a nice gentle curve and down. And again, nice gentle curve and down. And then that wants to be pretty kind of straight. And then kind of curve around there like that. So this is your ice cube, right? And we want the sort of the melting kind of water dripping around at the bottom like that. Now what we can do is put a little kind of hint of the shape of the cube like that. And then we're also going to want to have a hint of the shape of the cube seen through it as well, aren't you? You can turn around through the back of it. But we don't want this to be joining up at the front here. We don't want that to be a point because you're not going to have points on an ice cube. And we can put little bits of shadow kind of stuff like that. And then we also kind of want a little hint of the water on the other side of the ice cube like that. And then maybe just some little highlights. But all you need to do is kind of colour it in sort of pale blue, kind of watery colours. And there you go. Thanks for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to Draw Stuff Real.
All right. Hope you enjoyed drawing an ice cube. Thanks for all your hard work. Aloha.